morning. As you can see, we don't quite have the deck done. But we got all our posts in. The rest should go pretty quick. Once we get these joists laid out, put it in there, get some decking down, get our steps in, rails. Easy peasy. Should be. So, if we do decide to run the steps all the way across, it should just leave us, that'll leave just enough room here for our hatch to stay open and be able to open it. We're kind of short on storage, obviously. We're in a camper. We need all of it we can get. We can't be cutting it off. But let's get to it. I'm gonna need to do another extra bracing down here, right in there. It's gonna be right where we're gonna be walking the most. So I might go ahead and put a post in there. But yeah, I'm gonna get everything picked up, get us some good working space, go and get the rest of our joist cut, and then I'll see y'all then. Quick little side note, kind of left you on a cliffhanger yesterday of Dad showing up. He happened to bring with him a little gift, mostly to keep me from taking his stuff. He brought me a brand new Bosch skill saw. Figured we'd do a quick little unboxing, see what it comes with. I'm hoping it comes with a blade. It does. I can see it in there. Let's see what we get in the box, shall we? Nice little bag for it. I'm bad about not putting stuff back in this case anyways. Let's see what we got. I figure it's just a saw, ain't it? Huge. Feels pretty heavy. What do we got here? We got don't need that. And we got a blade. Cool. I don't think I've ever used a Bosch, but if it cuts as good as anything, I'll be happy, I guess. No, but in all honesty, I really appreciate my dad bringing me this. It helps me out a lot, and it helps him out a lot not looking for his stuff all the time. Heck, I think it feels pretty good. Feels a lot heavier than that. I think we got a hibachi that we've been using for 10 years almost. Is it hibachi? That green one. Not hibachi, that's some kind of dinner or something. So let's see what we can do with this thing. I'm gonna break it in today a little bit. We're gonna go and cut up the rest of our joist. Get them in, get our deck boards down. I'll see y'all here in a minute. Okie dokie. Got all the joists cut. Hopefully they'll fit in there pretty good. So far everything's been fairly square. I'm gonna move y'all over there, let y'all watch me screw this in. All right, guys, we got all of our joist in. That didn't take too long. Show you what we're working with here. We've got all of our joist in. I need to put in another little post right there. I'll probably use a 4x4. I got a spare one right there. Everything's pretty solid. Not a lot of wiggle in, nothing. But yeah, I want to get that post in there. Next time you see me, I'll probably start working on all of our decking. Get all that put in. That'll really start bringing it together. It's going to look nice. Well, we didn't make it very far. We had 2 deck boards in. Both my drill batteries are dead. Not a lot of good prep there on my part, but we'll let them charge up for a few hours. All I got is this little one and that little aftermarket one there. Once we get them charged up, we should be good to go. Well, guys, I may have made a little miscalculation here, severely. The concept here was to hopefully be able to still use this awning here throughout all this. But like I said, that was the concept, to be able to use this kind of to cover this porch a little bit. I know I couldn't leave it out, obviously, but I may have screwed the pooch a little bit. Spot the problem. So here's our awning slide out. Do you see an issue here? Yeah. So it's not quite enough clearance. I'll push our slide out a little so I can show y'all. Bam. There's your issue. So my solution for that, I don't really want to live with it, honestly. I like the idea of being able to sit out here when it's raining or something, but I'm gonna have to kind of rig this up a little bit. Right here, I'm gonna take a saw, cut that off flat right there. It ain't perfect, and at the end of the day, I notched around that for no reason. But this isn't meant to be a permanent deck, obviously. It's meant to be something to last us a little while. So I can live with that. I'm okay with it not being perfect, you know. What we're gonna have to do there, though, is cut that off, and I'm gonna reattach it here. Probably about right where my boot's at. Maybe on the inside, actually. Inside of this, I'm gonna put it right there. Brace it on the outside. Screw it onto these deck boards. It's not ideal, and we shouldn't ever have too much going on here on this arm rail. So this railing here, so it's not a huge big deal. That's what I'm working with right now. As you can see, I've got a lot of this decking down here. We've almost got it sorted out, so we might have to wait for that railing there for a little while, maybe till I at least got to get that skill. So I got to borrow a skill, or I got to borrow a saw to get that post cut out and replaced. But it's not a huge ordeal as of this moment. It's just going to hold us up a little while for it to be done. I'm going to get the rest of these deck boards down. I got one little thing I want to talk to y'all about real quick, and it's a little thing, but I see it come up occasionally as far as odd things that might gripe you on a deck. So the grain here of the actual wood, you want to pay attention when you're putting this stuff down, and it's not, you don't got to, you know, it's not a mandatory thing, but it really helps when this lumber starts drying out. As you can see here, you want to try, if you've got this kind of crowning here, get in there, this kind of crowning here, I don't know if you can see the grain. See how that grain's going this way, covering itself, lapping over itself? You want to put that on the top. I might have a better example here. Here we go. Right here. You see this nice crowning here? You want to do that on the top. It's because when this board starts to dry out, it's gonna cup just a little bit. Just a little bit. And if it cups if it's flipped over this way and starts cupping, you might end up with little lips on the edges here. And something like that's not a huge deal necessarily, but it's a little thing to pay attention to, especially if you're not doing this stuff every day. And that might be complete baloney. I don't know. That's just what I've been told, and that's what I'm gonna do. Let's talk about notching around these posts real quick. It's pretty simple. There's an easy way, which is also the good way to do it. Well, it's pretty simple. All you're gonna do is literally take your board, butt it up to all these posts, and mark the outside of these posts. It's nothing too complicated, obviously. Here we go. Now, I just need to cut a slot into this. So we know how much we need to cut out based on how far away it is from this board. Now I'm not going to leave a gap between this board, very much of one. I know I'm pretty level all the way across here, so they should all be about the same measurement. So we're at 4 3/8 from the post, and I'll just come over to our board, and I'll mark on each one of our notches here. I'm going to mark 4 3/8. And then we're going to check all of these, because like I said, it's really close between these measurements. Like I said, we're not probably too far off on this one. Let's check. We might be far off, but I haven't really looked yet. We're at 4 1/4, so we're an 1/8 inch off here. And let's check down here. We're at 4 3/8 almost. So, like I said, I'm going to cut all those notches out. We'll slip that board in there, and it'll be good to go. Alrighty, got it notched out. I'll show y'all how it turned out here. Everything fits good enough for me. Looks pretty good. It's a nice snug fit, which is kind of what I was going for all the way around. I'm gonna get this last board set up. I'm probably not gonna record that. And then I'll maybe shoot a little time lapse of screwing the rest of these boards down. But this is checking out so far. It looks good. We're probably gonna end up working on the steps in the dark. I'm okay with that. We got lights. We can make it happen. All right, here we are. We got the floor down. Still got a bunch of screws to put in down here. Got all our deck boards in. I've only got these screwed into here. It's getting dark. I'm gonna try to get those stringers cut out, get them laid down, or at least get them cut out while I can still see my marks on them. It turned out really nice. I'm really happy with this so far. Like, I'm honestly ecstatic with it. This is gonna be much more comfortable. It looks nice. I'm happy with it. Tell me what y'all think. Like I said, I think this deck's gonna be here longer than the camper will be. The sun's coming down. And get this taken care of, and I'll catch y'all here in a minute.
And that comes right there. Uranus is over here.
Good morning, guys. Here we are. You can tell we got most of our deck done now. We got a few little things left to do. Let's see if you can see the birdies in there. We'll do another video about our little birdies closing. They're making breakfast. But I want to get this knocked out today. Get our rails on. Get that spot over there fixed up where I had that post in the way of the awning. And then we'll see what else we get done today. We had a little bit of a late night. I had a couple friends over, but pretty early right now. I think it's 9 o'clock, 9:30. It's a good looking breakfast, ain't it?
I'd say so.
I could look
Better
at
than
it.
what most people are getting.
Let's eat. Yum, yum, yum. Strawberry jelly.
Would you like some?
Oh, is that for me?
Yeah.
Of course I will. Oh, yeah? I'll have some for sure.
I enjoy doing this.
Yeah.
Good?
Great.
Good.
Very great.
Right. You used a bunch of those screws, baby.
Yeah. Gotta hold it all together. Well, we got our handrail up.
That's why it's so sturdy.
Say hi.
Hi.
We got our handrails up. They look pretty good. Everything's nice and solid. So this is where I had to do that booger work I was telling you about. So we could make sure we could still open our awning here. I cut it off there, literally just reattached it here. We got it tied together there on the back, as you can see. It's coming along. I gotta get the rest of these boards screwed down and get our steps concreted in. I'm just gonna honestly just probably pour. I should have dug it out beforehand, but I might just put a little box around it down there and take these top two boards off, or these bottom two boards, and fill it up with some Sackcrete that I got laying around over there. But everything's sturdy, everything came along real good. Next on the to-do list is probably gonna get rid of the rest of these stumps in the next day or so. Got to get our chainsaw going. See what's wrong with it, or at least get it running long enough to get that taken care of. But everything came along real nice. I'm happy with it. This is the end of the deck building saga for now. Thanks for watching. See y'all next